everybody, it's Jennifer here. Happy Tuesday, Transformation Tuesday. I'm doing amazing and I hope you are as well. It's the evening now. I had an amazing day. Let's see, I was at work this morning and I was in such a good mood. I'm always in a good mood, as you know, if you watch my videos and you read my posts on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, wherever you're watching wherever you're seeing me on social media. The lady that I work with at my new job, she was in her office down the hall, but she came to my desk and said, "Oh my gosh," she says, "I'm so inspired," something like this. She said, "You make me want to work even harder," or something like that. "You're so positive." I don't know, something to that effect. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I guess my perkiness rubbed off on her on the phone. I'm doing sales and marketing again, but I love this job because there's no quota and there's no pressure. In previous jobs that I've had in sales and marketing, there's a certain quota that you have to hit, and they really want you to push. When somebody says no, they have all these rebuttals and they want you to rebuttal. There's no rebuttals here. It's just yes or no. It's not even right now. Okay, so I'm going to be going into sales and marketing right now. For the first 2 weeks, I'm just making contacts. So I'm just getting information. And so far, there's a lot of wrong numbers. There's a lot of busies. There's a lot of voicemails. But I did get about 9 contacts today in the 4 hours that I was there. So that was really good. So I was proud of myself. But I'm loving my new job. And I'm still, I had an audition the other day for a Kohl's Sephora commercial. And gentlemen, if you're wondering what Sephora is, it is a big makeup or a cosmetics line. They have them in the malls. They have them also in Kohl's. It's a store, and it was for a holiday commercial called Dream Big, and I auditioned for it, and I did a self-tape for it. It came out great, and it's a lot of money. 3 of these kinds of commercials, and I'll pay off my car payment. And then I won't have anything else to have. I won't even have to work really after that. But I can just focus on acting and modeling and singing solely. But it was really a lot of fun, and there's a reason why I ordered all of these Christmas dresses, I ordered one Christmas dress, but all my holiday dresses, because I wore my red Christmas dress in it, and it looked divine. So anyway, but I'm having an amazing evening. I just saw my daughters, and we had a lot of fun. And, I just have to say one thing that I want to focus on tonight in this video, and that is life is what you make it. Somebody told me that a long time ago when I was about 18 or 19 years old, and it's really, really true. That stuck with me all these years. Life is what you make it. Now, I'm not like one of these new age thinkers that thinks that we just create every single aspect of our life, and it's all up to us and it has nothing to do with God. It's all the universe and we can just choose every single. No, I don't believe that, because from my personal experience, I've been very positive my entire life. I've been very hopeful. I've been very optimistic, and yet I've gone through things in my life that are simply out of my control, especially the fact that my precious daughters have been ripped from my loving arms and taken out of my full custody and care 3 times due to discrimination for a health condition that I have, when I've never done any of the things that they say that a parent, if the parent does these things, that they'll get their children taken away, and that is abuse, neglect, or abandon your children. I've never even spanked my children. I don't yell and scream at them. I don't curse at them. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't even have any tattoos. And I'm not putting you down if you do, but I'm just saying, I'm the all-American mom, and this has happened to me 3 times. But what I'm trying to say is that with that being said, I have a lot of reason to be angry, resentful, sorrowful, mad, sad, depressed, all of these things, and I would rightfully have a right to feel those things or to be those things, considering what I've been through. And that's not all. I've been through a lot in my life. My dear brother George, took his own life tragically when I was 20 years old. I mean, I've been through so much that people, if they knew my full story, I'm an open book, but not completely. There's so much that people don't know about my story, my and my daughter's story, but you're going to know at some point. I am writing a book. I don't know when, but I will be writing a book, an autobiography. And I will be doing a movie, a screenplay that, God willing, will become a bestseller in Hollywood, because our story needs to be told. Because it's not just like, oh, poor us, look what we've been through, feel sorry for us. No, it's not one of those stories. It's kind of like, on the contrary, look what we've been through and look what we've made out of our lives. We've chosen to be positive. We've chosen to be hopeful. We've chosen to be faithful to God and loving to God and to ourselves and to everybody, really. We've chosen to not let this get the best of us, as many people do. This is an epidemic. What we're going through now is not just happening to us. It's happening to hundreds and thousands, if not millions, of parents throughout the world, but especially in the United States, where the DCFS or CPS, whatever it's called in whatever state you're living in, or even actually county really, is stealing children from good loving parents, and they're adopting them out. It's a money-making system, and they're making millions on stealing children from good loving parents. So a lot of moms, unfortunately, are not able to withstand the pain and the sorrow that they go through when they lose custody unjustly of their children, especially when they're adopted out. Like, my children were this close to being adopted out, but they take their own lives. And that's something that I have never considered, and I never ever will. Thankfully, I don't have it in me to even go down that road. And I think that a lot of parents succumb to drinking alcohol and doing drugs. I'm not blaming them for that. I'm saying that the pain is so great. And I'm not saying that that's a way out, because it's never a way out, trust me. But they succumb to that, and they end up taking their own lives, especially moms for some reason more than dads. So I'm very grateful that God has made me this way, very optimistic, very hopeful, very faithful to Him, and very hopeful in knowing that God has a future full of hope for me. It says this in the Bible. I'm not a Bible scholar, but I have studied the Bible quite extensively for at least a whole decade. And my favorite Bible verse, and I'll share it with you, I've shared it many times, especially on my Instagram, is, "For I know well the plans I have in mind for you, says the Lord, plans to give you a future full of hope, not woe, plans for your welfare, not destruction." And this is my favorite verse, probably, or my favorite verse within this verse, or favorite lines. "When you seek me with all your heart, you will find me with you, and I will change your lot." When we seek God with all our hearts, we will always find Him with us, and He can change our situation. He's the only one that can ultimately change our situation. And then it's up to us to co-create our reality with Him, not to create it solely on our own. We can't do that, really. Anybody who thinks they're doing that is fooling themselves, because God is the ultimate author and director of our lives, really. But we can co-create with Him. God can be our co-pilot, or we can be His co-pilot, however you want to look at it. But yeah, a lot of spirituality tonight in this video, but I'm a very spiritual mama. I hold back a lot sometimes because I don't want people to think I'm preaching, but I had a lot to say tonight. And for those people, I think, well, why am I so hopeful, and why am I so optimistic and faithful and loving and all of this? And so are my daughters. They take after me, but God just made us that way. But why doesn't He make everybody that way? I don't know. Perhaps so me and my daughters can be leaders in this world, to help lead others to the light, and to help lead others to the truth, and to help motivate people and inspire people to be more hopeful and to be more optimistic and more enthusiastic about the possibilities that God has in store for us, because there are endless possibilities of hope and goodness and love and faith and peace and happiness and joy that God has in store for us. When we love Him and when we believe in Him, for all people really, but especially when we love Him and we put our faith in Him, there's just not a thing that God can't do for us. God can change our lot, like it says in Jeremiah 29:11. He can change our situation like that in a heartbeat. And I don't know why it's taken so long to change my situation this time. As I say, my daughters have been unjustly and illegally taken away from me